Welcome to the Chaos Sector. We return to the Matrix. As we predicted, the crime circus cult would come to defend their master. A futile attempt, but they came to defend him nonetheless. It was like the bottom dropped out, as an endless barrage of cult trolls flooded the comment section. And that's not even including the back room, where all of the spam comments are. We're not even gonna waste time back there. Why in such a frenzy to defend the clown? Well, guilt, and guilt by association, causes this frenzied behavior. The cult followers are a reflection of his behavior because they support it. Or maybe he is a reflection of the cult followers. Maybe they are the real problem, and the clown is doing their dirty work. They're all sick, so it doesn't matter. Now, we want to show these cult followers their own pathetic comments back to them on the big screen, so to speak. Are you ready? This is your moment, your 15 seconds of infamy. Quote, crime circus makes more sense than you do. You have not come up with much truth. At least he's trying, unquote. We respond, of course, quote. So you call simulating a sex scene with a housemate trying to seek justice for the victims. Crime Circus sends you cult followers to the channel to defend him, instead of defending his actions directly to the chaos, unquote. Yes, this is why you have trolls and DC agents that would flood your comment section if you call out another for their malicious actions. How do you think they appear so quickly? Because the individual you call out is obviously keeping track of your content and your channel. So of course, like all cult leaders who are being exposed, he points in the chaos direction and tells his followers to go attack the channel. Some are simply ignorant trolls, while others have this friendly fire type of response, in saying things like, why are you attacking Drip Drop? He hasn't done anything to you. Yeah, nice try. But they never address the issue at hand. Let's try this again briefly. We will play that portion of his video again.
Or was she too busy getting it on with her boyfriend, Quinn? Did the perpetrator hear the squeaks of the mattress springs as this college student was getting it on? Is it possible that that's why it took 8 hours to call 911? Because it was an 8-hour lovemaking session all night long, multiple times. This is our investigation, and we just took it up a notch. Yeah, we did.
Now, to all of the cult members of this clown, do you think that is someone who takes the investigation seriously? I mean, it's a rhetorical question anyway. After all, he depicts himself as a clown for fuck's sake. To each its own, I guess, but when it comes to serious issues, such as crimes and even murders, depicting yourself as a clown indicates you are not to be taken seriously. But the point, do any of you cult members condone that display of sexually graphic content, creating a sex scene with one of the housemates, where 4 of her housemates were murdered? It has no place in an investigation, even from a satirical perspective. In addition, the clown knows this is not what happened that night. He doesn't believe it, nor is it a possible theory he genuinely is presenting. Let's break him down. Let's get inside the mind of this madman for a moment. Oh, yes, this should be quite entertaining. Let's say Dylan was having sex with her boyfriend, right? Is the clown suggesting that Dylan was so cruel and cold-hearted that she allowed her housemates to be murdered, then as they lay deceased in the home? She decides to have fun with her boyfriend in the same house? Wouldn't this warrant you to accuse her of being a suspect in those murders? Anybody who obtained that theory from the clown would come to that conclusion. But the clown doesn't present that theory along with his soft pornography, when the reality of what he is presenting would in fact have Dylan depicted as a cold-hearted monster, right? Yet he created a setting where a lone killer was responsible, which Dylan scared off after peeking through her door. Do you see all of this madness? It wasn't supposed to be an actual logical theory, because even if he excluded the soft pornography, where he suggested Dylan was perhaps having sex with her boyfriend, you would still have to account for this activity before, during, and after the murders had taken place, which once again depicts Dylan as a cold-hearted monster. It was just to present his soft pornography, plain and simple. In fact, to joke about Dylan having sex for 8 hours off and on is cunningly executing damage control for her as well, instead of holding her accountable for not doing anything about those murders for 8 hours. And it wasn't 8 hours anyway, because obviously they were aware of the murders in real time, more evidence he fails to point out. So let me get this straight. We've kept an eye on this person due to their deception. And we can't recall the clown holding Dylan's feet to the fire for not calling the authorities. I mean, really doing it, not just throwing some passive scrutiny out there to make it appear you're investigating. No, break her down, expose her lies, expose the inconsistencies of her affidavit, expose everything that proves she was involved in those murders. Yet he has more interest in posting those college girls' photos in his thumbnails and simulating sex scenes in what he calls investigating. He never took this case seriously. It was a high-profile case he knew would generate views, subscribers, and ultimately money. That's a major problem in the true crime community, my friends. Let me walk very slowly with you people, because apparently you're brainwashed. If this were a case about, let's say, Dylan being a scammer who had an affair with a manager at her job, and there wasn't any deaths involved, just petty crime, then sure, the clown could actually mock Dylan's sexual encounters. It's not our cup of tea if we were to cover such a case, but it's within the scope of the case itself, so the clown is just, quote, having fun with the promiscuous lifestyle of a young woman named Dylan Mortensen from Idaho. Yet this Dylan Mortensen from Idaho is a young woman who was in a home during the brutal massacre of her housemates. And for the clown to simulate a sex scene with this young woman and her boyfriend involving the brutal massacre of her housemates is disgraceful and disgusting. But I think that's his scapegoat. Oh, I'm a creepy clown. I have dark and dry humor. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with the content. In real life, sir, you are a grown man and you're deemed a true crime investigator, right? So show some integrity for the case you're investigating, right? It's about a collective effort that everyone gave in that investigation. And if someone is compromising that effort by essentially spitting in the face of the importance of it, they have to be called out. It doesn't mean anyone is playing judge and jury. That's not the point. Yet, isn't this a community? Isn't this a true crime community? In a community, if someone does something wrong, aren't the members of the community supposed to hold that individual accountable? Wait, let that question sink in for a moment. I'll ask it again so the cult members can see the problem in their ways. In a community, if someone does something wrong, aren't the members of the community supposed to hold that individual accountable? If not the members of the community, then who? And this is one of the several reasons the chaos is not a part of any form of community. There's a double standard. If the chaos had uploaded the same type of content, we would be criticized for it. It would be deemed disgusting, inappropriate, creepy, disrespectful to Dylan and even the victims in the case. By the very same people who are coming to the clown's defense right now, go figure. And that's the anomaly in the Matrix, the same group of people who would criticize the chaos for sexually graphic material involving the case, would ignore it from someone else, and even come to their defense as they would be criticized by someone else for displaying that sexually graphic material. And even deeper than that is these same people, at least some of them, deem Koberger to be a creep for allegedly stalking those young college women, right? But have no problem with a man approximately the same age as Koberger, showing the same traits of a sexual deviant, creep, and stalker in how he displays Dylan in a simulated sex scene. The difference here is there is no proof that Koberger stalked those girls, but based on the content that the clown has displayed, we can suggest that he has perhaps done a bit of stalking at some point. Ah yes, we're taking shots more now because the clown thinks he's slick in sending his cult followers to harass us. They're being exposed right along with you in this video, my friend. They make it easy to expose you even more with how they're defending your sickness. Can you make any type of sense of this? No, this is beyond a double standard actually, it's a conspiracy. There's a glitch in the system, and that glitch is rooted in the subject matter itself. We can leave that to be interpreted for now. Of course, let's continue though. Quote, so you came back to make a video to rant all about another YouTuber? What the fuck happened to this channel? Jealousy or just no content, unquote. Another poster, quote, in my fucking arrogant opinion, it's jealousy and immaturity. Adults don't act like this. Unquote. We respond, quote, no content. There have been like 50 plus videos since the last Idaho video. Oh, that's right, you don't care about any other content but that case. Why is it that when someone gets called out for their fuckery, people go into damage control in such a grave panic? The last time I checked, the clown is an adult. Does he need you to speak for him? Unquote. But let's get back to the second poster, because this is the problem. Immaturity? Adults don't act like this. Your cult leader just posted a video depicting Dylan and her boyfriend having sex in a home with 4 deceased housemates. That's not only immature, it's disgraceful, it's disgusting, and ultimately it's disrespectful to even Dylan, who we accuse of being involved. It's disrespectful to the integrity of the investigation. But let me guess, you didn't leave a comment on his channel, telling him that was immature to do so, now did you? Unbelievable, they're just as sick as he is apparently. Well, you would have to be, again, the same poster. Quote, why are you dissing on Drip Drop, lol? You YouTube creators crack me up in my arrogant opinion. Unquote. We respond, quote, dissing. You're insane, unquote. These people are in fact insane, just like their cult leader. You know, this person sure is quite the arrogant one now, aren't they? Why so arrogant? What have you done in this case? You're here, right? On a channel that literally has contributed to getting to the truth of this case. But what have you done to be so arrogant? You've done absolutely nothing, yet are so critical of content creators? I don't know if you know this, but there was a time where content creators settled their differences directly. They didn't send their little minions to their adversary's channel to troll. You're just a bad person, in my arrogant opinion, lol. There's more, quote, you're going down the path of your enemy, Mr. Clueless, and attacking one of the biggest content creators on YouTube isn't going to help your image or popularity, unquote. We respond, of course. Quote, can't be serious, unquote. They respond, quote, think about it from a business perspective. Regardless of what you think about him, there are over 500,000 people that adore Baby Drip Drop because he's built a unique, cute, and entertaining persona. So why potentially anger and alienate such a large audience from your own channel? Okay, let's stop right here. Truth and sincerity draws an audience, not popularity, and things like cute and cuddly personas. The clown is a grown man, referring to him as cute or adorable Baby Drip Drop is disturbing in itself, especially with the creepy clown mask and creepy themes, right? Anyway, there also might be an equal number of people, if not more, that find Dylan's behavior to be not only repugnant, but extremely suspect. But I suppose if your target audience is the Mormon LDS community, then there could be some sound logic in your strategy. Either way, I admire the success that you've had thus far. I know that it's not as easy as people might think it is. Unquote. We respond, quote, a bunch of blabbering, just admit your cult leader sent you to the channel. Unquote. Let's dissect this mentally ill cult follower of their mentally ill cult leader. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, of course. They claim that Dylan's behavior is repugnant and suspicious. This has nothing to do with the clown simulating a sex scene of her in his investigation of the case. You see? And this person knows this. That's why they're mentally ill, because they are defending this disgusting and perverted behavior of their cult leader. The chaos target audience are the Mormon and LDS community. Have you viewed the chaos content? Apparently not. Those communities would report this channel faster than the clown's channel. Are you serious? But again, that is suggesting that only Mormons and LDS members find the clown's content disgusting. This is damage control, trying to create a setting where this behavior is normal when it's not. How about this? Has anyone else in the true crime community covering this case simulated a sex scene of Dylan and her boyfriend? With sexually graphic sound effects, posting a portion of breast while doing so. Negative. Only a sick individual such as the clown has done this, and he got called out for it. It's that simple. And instead of you calling him out for it, holding him accountable for the disgusting display of his deepest and darkest secrets in that video, you would rather come to the chaos and defend the clown. He is sick, and you're sick, and trust me, we don't want any of his followers, because they don't care about those victims anyway. But let's review comments that are from people who have common sense and a sense of integrity. Quote, I am so glad that you brought up what he implied about Dylan. It made me sick. It was completely unnecessary and only used to humiliate her. Unquote. You see? A normal, fundamental response and understanding. Quote, I actually disliked his recent video because of the Dylan photo and sexual nature of the whole video really pissed me off. I was like, what the fuck, man? And if I was Dylan, wow, makes me sick whether she's involved or not. It's fucking weird, unquote. You see? Regardless of Dylan's behavior, lifestyle, her involvement in those murders simulating a sex scene of her with highlighting a photo of her breast is disgusting. It shows how creepy the clown truly is. See, the thing about psychopaths, creeps, and all other mentally disturbed individuals, they will display this disturbed mind at some point. Sometimes it will leak out unconsciously. Think about this. After we expose this, you can bet the house that the clown is aware of how bad that video looks now. And let's be honest here, we can't say for certain, but it's possible that the clown went into hiatus after we exposed him the first time around. Because after that video, the clown was missing in action for quite some time. If we were the reason for this, then does everyone realize how nervous the chaos makes the clown? We're not tooting our horn here, but this is about truth and deception. And when someone is being deceptive and is called out for it, and everyone agrees, such as these comments displayed, it makes that deceiver nervous. And they can't show their face, nor make any content publicly, at least for some time. And surely his cult followers have the chaos on their radar due to exposing their leader. 500,000 subscribers doesn't make you more important than an investigation you're covering, you see. So if you are insulting the integrity of that investigation, your subscribers can't erase your wrongdoing, no matter how many are sent to troll the chaos. Now this was the previous video where we had a panel discussion. We exposed the deception of the clown, and soon after, he disappeared for some time. Many were wondering where he went. Swamp Rose, who we appreciate and support, questioned if his disappearance had something to do with the chaos calling him out. This question wouldn't be asked unless we revealed key points, which led to his silence. So let's be honest here, this is not about views and subscribers at the chaos sector. This is about addressing whatever stifles or delays truth from being revealed. And if that is an actual person, then they are acting as a barrier against truth being revealed. One would say, oh, why are you concerned about what the clown is doing? Who cares, right? Negative, again, this same person we assume is viewing true crime content to see if those true crime investigators can put the pieces together, right? So if that true crime investigator is deceiving you, manipulating you, using your support for their personal gain, such as financial gain, and is making a mockery of the investigation you are interested in, with displaying soft pornography in his video. Yes, moans bed squeaking, this is sexually graphic material. Wait, let's be clear here, that was in fact an example of soft pornography, you understand? And peel back another layer, the cult members viewed that material, and I guess they enjoyed it, right? Never mind 4 college students were murdered in that very home. Oh, never mind them, let's enjoy the bed squeaking and moans, simulating Dylan and her boyfriend having sex in the home with those very 4 college students laying deceased. Are you kidding me? And before someone states that's wrong to suggest that, well, you're criticizing the chaos, when you should be criticizing the person who is responsible for the disgraceful content. So since you're not doing that, as you in real time are flooding this channel, we can only assume that you enjoyed the perversion. You see? We take our investigation seriously, and anything related to the investigation, such as disinfo agents, damage control agents, conspirators involved in the crimes lurking on social media, well, we include them in our investigation as well, which we take seriously. Many people have been spoiled with half-baked investigations, where individuals are trying to reach a certain amount of subscribers, a certain amount of views, a certain amount of popularity and status, and they lose the integrity that they once had. Some do not care to begin with, just cling to what everyone else is talking about. But these individuals drag their so-called investigative work out, milking every sub for donations, you know? Yet you get no closer to the answers you seek in an investigation. Don't you think this person should be held accountable? Of course, but what about you? Your investigation into this case hasn't proved anything. Who are you to judge? Well, that's not true, first of all. How many content creators were breaking down the case and saying that Koberger was being framed early on? Can't think of anyone specifically, but the chaos can definitely declare that we were one of the first channels that effectively provided the evidence of that Koberger was being framed for those murders. Second, you're missing a key point here. One word, deception. The chaos has never been accused of deceiving our audience, manipulating our subscribers, using our subscribers for monetary gain. We don't do this for personal reasons. We do this to help people break free from the matrix. There is no price tag for this, it's priceless. In conclusion, we don't have the same objective in the case as you expect. The chaos is not restricted to only covering a case. No, there's more to an investigation than the investigation itself. You have conspirators who need to be vetted at the door, right? Think of the chaos as security clearance in the true crime community, and the clown immediately raised the alarm approaching the security gate. Obviously, he's not all there mentally. This is the chaos sector.